And we're back. This is part 2 of my LP collection. And first of all, we're going to be looking at Kansas. This is Left Lover. Big song off of this album is Carry On Our Wayward Son. This is Point of No Return. Big songs off of that are the title track, Point of No Return, and Dust in the Wind. The Kinks' greatest hits. Hot, hot, hotter than hell. Yes, this is Hotter Than Hell. I actually like Kiss's older stuff. Before they started doing this, they had like this huge stage performance. I liked them before that, honestly. And speaking of their newer stuff when they had a huge stage persona, whatever. This is Kiss Alive. That's, of course, a very good album. Very good live album, so I've heard. I haven't listened to the full thing. Get the Knack. Crocus. Carole King. Led Zeppelin. This is a remaster on, if we can find it, which, yeah, there you go. It's on 180 gram vinyl. Same with Led Zeppelin 2. We can get it out. I can, again, there you go. We can prove it's 180 gram vinyl. The song remains the same. This is a live concert. Probably not the best, because Robert Plant was never really that good live, but, still a nice, really nice thing to have. Houses of the Holy, great album. Presence, very good album. This might be, I would say this is probably, this and Led Zeppelin 2 are probably tied for my favorite Zeppelin albums of all time. Achilles' Last Stand, Nobody's Fault But Mine, great songs. This is like the most underrated Zeppelin album of all time. I highly recommend you check it out on Spotify, on iTunes, on vinyl, on CD, on brain disc, whatever you're choosing. Check this crap out, okay? It's awesome. Next we have Imagine by John Lennon, also a very good album. Another good album by John Lennon, Shaved Fish. This is sort of like a greatest hits, unfortunately not in the greatest of shape, if we can show that, yeah. I don't know if you can hear me go against the record, but yeah, if you play this, there's a bit of snap, crackle, pop. Huey Lewis and the News. Gordon Lightfoot. This is, Gordo's Gold. This is sort of like greatest hits. I think there was a Gordo's Gold, and then I think later they did a Gordo's Gold 2, which had some other songs on it, but this was the first. It has Sundown. It has some other good songs on it. If you like that, then check it out. Street Survivors, Lynyrd Skynyrd. This is the non-rare version. This is the one with the that doesn't have the flames on it. So this was printed after What's-His-Face died. Can't remember his name. I don't know. Related to 38 Special in some way, I think. At least that's what my friend tells me. Lynyrd Skynyrd, Gold and Platinum. This is a really good album. It's like a greatest hits. It's a double LP. It has some great songs. Simple Man, Sweet Home Alabama, Tuesday's Gone, Give Me Back My Bullets, That Smell, all the good ones. Little River Band, Kenny Loggins, Night Watch. This is my only picture disc. This is Metallica, Kill 'Em All. This is a great album. Best track off of this is Seek and Destroy. This is the other side of the one. I'm really glad to get this. I paid quite a bit of money for this, but, you know, picture discs generally go for quite a bit. The Monkees' Greatest Hits. Montrose. Madonna. I just kind of have this for collection reasons. I was just donated 2 Madonna albums and I decided to keep one. That's my excuse for having Madonna. Don't judge. Don McLean, American Pie. More of the Monkees. I need to put those 2 Monkees together. Motorhead, Ace of Spades. Great album. Best track off of this album, by the way, is definitely Jailbait. I'm in agreement with Razorfist on that one. Molly Hatchet, Flirtin' with Disaster. Great album. One of my faves. Best of the Moody Blues. The case is not in the greatest of condition, but that album plays fine. There's a lot of ring wear on here. Mr. Mister. What's this? Welcome to the New World. Moving on to Ends, we have Razamanaz by Nazareth. Great album. I highly recommend it. For songs like Vigilante Man, Alcatraz, Razamanaz, just great songs. Now this album I fully recommend. Hair of a Dog. This is probably my favorite album of all time. Every song on here, every one, is just an absolute gem. Miss Misery, Love Hurts, Hair of the Dog, Changin' Times, Beggar's Day. Every song off this album is just absolute bliss. Check this album out now. I command you. The power of Christ compels you. What I don't recommend you check out is this one, Playing the Game. This is not a very good album, which just surprises me so much. How do you have such a great album like Hair of the Dog, and then follow it up with this crap? Seriously, it's awful. Night Ranger. This one is also Night Ranger. I don't see a label on here anywhere. I don't see what the album is. But this is, this one has, Sister Christian, Still Rockin' America. That's a pretty good song. Night Ranger is a very hit-or-miss band. This is another Night Ranger. The Nuge, Ted Nugent. As I said, if you've ever watched my LG Productions channel, I did a video of my top 10, vinyls of the 1970s. I put this on the list because Ted Nugent, while I don't agree with your politics, damn, you can play a twanger. We also have Free For All, another good album, and Cat Scratch Fever, Burner Burn. Yeah, good album. This is Put Your Hand in the Hand by Ocean. Oak Ridge Boys. Our Greatest Hits. I kind of have a bit of a soft spot for classical music. I used to have a lot more of these albums, but I got rid of most of them. But yeah, I do kind of have a soft spot for classical music. Don't judge. Pavarotti, I basically keep this because my mom likes Pavarotti for some reason. I don't really care for him. Best of Peter and Gordon. Steve Perry. I don't remember what this album is called. Oh, Street Talk. Prince, 1999. Prince is an okay band. Pink Floyd, this album I believe is just named some random gibberish thing. We have also Dark Side of the Moon. Let's put those 2 Floyd albums together. Paul Simon. Paul McCartney. On Broad Street. The Police. Synchroity? I don't know. It seems to be a word they just made up. Either that or I'm just stupid. But yeah, The Police, they're an okay band. My one friend really likes this band, so I might give him the album. Paul Revere and the Raiders, featuring Mark Lindsay's Arizona. This is a really good underrated band that a lot of people have forgotten about. And actually, same with Mark Lindsay. I have, Arizona on a 45. Really good band. Another Paul Revere and the Raiders. The best song off of this album, I would probably say, is Peace of Mind. If I recall, actually, I believe this is a double LP. Yeah, that's the one, and that's the other. Yep, this is a double LP. Robert Plant, and then another Robert Plant. I really don't like Robert Plant in his solo career. I picked both of these albums up because this one was $3, this one was $2, and the one song, In the Mood for a Melody, off of this one is okay. But other than that, I really don't care for his solo career. He was just much better with Zeppelin. Queen, A Night at the Opera. This has Bohemian Rhapsody on it. Quiet Riot, Mental Health. Ringo. You've Lost That Love and Feeling. Unfortunately, this is the Righteous Brothers, but unfortunately it's a different album. I was mainly expecting this album because, the one song, There's a Woman, is actually not a bad song by the Righteous Brothers. The History of the Righteous Brothers. It's sort of like the greatest hits. Rush, A Farewell to Kings. This actually came from an old radio station, which I don't believe exists anymore. R.E.M. This is a 12-inch single of, The One I Love. REO Speedwagon, you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Ha ha ha! It's a pun. 9 Lives, REO Speedwagon. In Infidelity. This one has, some of the more classic REO Speedwagon songs that more, people recognize. This isn't my favorite album, though, but, if you really look deep into this album, you'll find some gems like, Don't Let Her Go. Rolling Stones, Out of Our Heads. This is probably my favorite Rolling Stones album that I own, because, well, my favorite Rolling Stones album that I own that's a studio album. Mainly because, The Last Time is on this album, and I really like that song. Another Stones album, which I unfortunately can't name, but actually I will look it up because this is a good album. It's, Between the Buttons, I think? I don't know. This one has Ruby Tuesday on it, and also, I believe, Let's Spend the Night Together. Greatest Hits Volume 2, I have no idea why they did this, but they put it in, like, this, like, pentagon or whatever shape. It's so stupid, because, like, it's, like, so difficult to get the album in and out. It's just, no. Rolling Stones, Miss You, or, oh, I forgot what this album's called. Crap. Oh, Some Girls. sorry. I forgot what it was called. Harlem Shuffle. Here we have, what is this? This is in the acid. Oh yeah, this is Carlos Santana. Blackout. But this is the Scorpions. Love at the First Sting. Also Scorpions. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Night Moves. By the way, this album and Night Moves are probably two other of my favorites. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Live Bullet. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Nine Tonight. That's another live album. Simon and Garfunkel. Bookends, Simon and Garfunkel. The Graduate, Paul Simon, Simon and Garfunkel. That's a soundtrack to the movie The Graduate. And then Greatest Hits, Paul Simon. My friend actually gave that album to me. My friend all the way in Utah. Simon and Garfunkel in concert. This is a pretty good live concert, I must say. Seals and Crofts. Summer Breeze. Bruce Springsteen. This is a 12-inch single. It has Dancing in the Dark, the remix version. Also has Pink Cadillac. Rick Springfield. String something dog. Bruce Springsteen. I'm gonna need to move that. Those Bruce Springsteen together. Bruce Springsteen. In the okay. Oh no. In Innocent and the East Street. I don't know. Born in the USA. Sonny and Cher. I Got You, Babe is on that album. Grand Illusion, Styx. I forget what this album is, but it has Blue Collar Man on it. And then this one has Too Much Time on My Hands on it. I can't remember what this album is called. That's what happens when you have a big vinyl collection. This is pretty interesting. Tommy Shaw actually had a solo career. This album is called What If. Tommy Shaw actually had a solo career. Steely Dan, Asia. Greatest Hits, Steely Dan. Pretty good album. Steppenwolf, unfortunately it's not in the greatest of shape, but still pretty nice. Saturday Night Fever. Wait, is this? What is that? Oh, that's part of the Steppenwolf thingy. Oops. Done screwed myself. Best of Carly Simon. Fly Like an Eagle, Steve Miller Band. Steve Miller Band again. Abracadabra, Steve Miller Band. Staying Alive. Soundtrack to the movie there. Unfortunately, the song Staying Alive is actually cut short on that album. You Wear It Well, Rod Stewart. Actually, I don't think that's the proper name for that album, but that's what I'm gonna name it. This is a Greatest Hits LP, Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart. Blondes. Something Fun, if I recall. Rod Stewart, Tonight I'm Yours. This is Supertramp. And then Supertramp, Breakfast in America. Final one we have is Cat Stevens, Tea for the Tillerman. And that is part 2. Stay tuned for part 3.